Every time I'm in the street, I hear
限界を超える I just remember being in college, just not really enjoying life very much. I think quarantine has been really good because I feel like I did better in school and I enjoyed myself more. And it's over now. I basically start my summer early, so it's all good. I've just been trying to take things a little less seriously, you know? Life can be stressful. Just rather just chill out a bit on Cuphead. I'm streaming through my brand new gaming PC. Oh, it's fantastic. He's very pretty and purple. And it cost me about 800. Oh no. My editing professor is like an elitist and wanted us to be editing on software that I cannot have. I don't like Avid. I cheaped out on the fans like mad because I wanted like RGB, but I wanted fans and everything. So I got these extremely cheap, oh goodness, I missed the parry. Got these extremely cheap RGB fans. Like, I feel like scripting some videos, and I had some ideas, like, I had a video planned on Billie Eilish that was gonna be like, it's not like an expository of any kind, but it's just a criticism video, and I started it in November and didn't really get around to really finishing it. It's one of those projects where it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and then by the end you're just like, well, I don't know if I even want to... yeah, that's death. I don't know if I even want to do it, you know? Like, I don't want to... like, here's an example. I used to watch Kavos. I don't even know. I had a video that was planned, another one, and I've watched loads of people say his name incorrectly, so I don't remember how to say it properly. He was a commentator I really liked in 2017 when he was first starting. I was watching, he was got like 20k subscribers or something, and I really liked him. But then he just turned into a complete like drama channel, clickbaiter, and it was just sort of annoying to watch. Because at first it was like, you know, he tries to be funny, but for the most part the appeal of the channel is yeah, I have to... Billie Eilish is hot. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose she's pretty attractive. I mean, that's not what the video was about. It was just a criticism about one of the videos that she was in. She released a video around, I suppose it was like December or something? No, it must have been November, because that was when I started making the video. It was just a sort of response, classic commentator sort of debunking type beat. But I didn't get around to it. Well, I mean, I did, and I got really far in it, and I just progressed a lot. In the end, it just got too long, and I didn't have motivation to really work on it. It would have been a good video. I imagine, like, sometimes you're making something and you just think, this is what's going to be like the big break. Wanting to do a little bit of a anti-SJW sort of summit about Billie Eilish. My opinion on Billie Eilish is that, you know, she makes really good music. I guess it's not necessarily my thing, but I can see the talent there and the appeal there. But when it comes to political activism rubbish, it's like, just stick to making music, because you don't know what you're talking about, and it makes me not want to watch you on anything. And why? Oh, it's on the wrong... every single time. Like, just bad RNG over and over and over again. But I mean, that's how I feel about a lot of people. I really liked Logic until, I don't know, like this actually happened this week. I was a little skeptical because sometimes he'd go on this like little tirade during a music, like just a performance, and he'd be talking about things. I was just like, well, that just sounds like collectivism to me, and it doesn't really sit well with me. But it's like, you know, I think he's pretty intelligent. I think he's a cool guy. But then I listened to one of his songs off of Everybody. Is that the one that opens it up? America? And all of, like, you know, I got where he was coming from. Climate change. And I don't understand why climate change has to be a political thing. Like, it's like, all you have to do is not lie about things and not speak out of ignorance and, like, do some research or whatever. And it's like, well, I mean, that's just half of everything. So it was a bit silly. It's like, I shouldn't have to make this video. It's like, you know, Billy, just stick to making music. Like, that's what you're good at. Let the, I don't know, the political people of the world do that shtick. Like, you just keep making music for the teenagers. Oh, I got it. Self-damage. Damage boost. I did it. Oh wait, I'm actually gonna beat this. I did it. I actually did it. America's one of the last ones. Yeah, and you know, lyrically it's good, but like ideologically, that's not a word, is it? I don't know. My IQ goes down at least 50 points. I gotta pee! And it was the problem with the video. It's just like, you need to go out and I don't even know. It's like, you know, stop telling us to be screaming protesters and just like donate to a charitable cause. Like, I feel like you ostracize so much of your audience by saying big political thing that I believe. It's just like, well, I just think as a musician, you want to be able to appeal to many people, or you want to be bold and come out and say these are my political beliefs. But I think just it's so easy to ostracize people, and you don't necessarily need to do that. But it's like, you know, I'm not gonna say, you know, if you believe this political thing. Well, I mean, unless you're like a terrorist supporter or something, like, then I'd be like, you know, it's like, I'd rather you not be into my stuff if you're absolutely terrible. But then again, like, some people are just young. Here's a story. I'll just take a short break from the game. There was a Twitter I was following. A singular Twitter that I was following. No, there was a Twitter account, and I thought she was just a funny little a FNAF like meme account. It's just like, you know, haha, I like the Five Nights at Freddy's games or whatever, but I'm also gonna like post all these memes because now they're coming back in this ironic format or whatever it is. And I thought she was just like some funny little like memester. She'd like make these little meme edits. I was like, oh, isn't that quirky and funny? But yeah, it was just like randomly I was searching through her tweets, and I mean, she's just so active on Twitter, and she's sort of a breath of fresh air for me, I suppose, for a while, because it was like she just seemed so based. I freaking love that word. She just seemed like, you know, even if she espoused some sort of a little more like collectivist or leftist views that I wouldn't necessarily agree with, she was just like sort of like a shoe on head, I guess. It's like I don't agree with her on like 90% of her political things, but like the way that she acts about it is just like, you know, free speech and open market of ideology and all of that. It's just like, you know, if you can't convince people with words, then you're not trying hard enough. That sort of ideology. Like, I was into that. I thought she was sort of like that, except it turned out I was reading through some of her tweets, and one of her tweets was sort of just retweeting, and all of her fans, her followers, were all just sort of dunking on this bloke. Well, this guy was saying, you know, she's a member of Antifa, like, serious about it, but is it actually true? And then I actually go through some of her tweets and everything. I actually DM'd him on Discord as well, and I was like, you know, this is strange, because she's calling you a white supremacist, and I realized, you know, she's actually, like, not only an Antifa supporter, but, like, she just referred to herself as, yes, I am Antifa, I guess, which just means, like, anti-fascist, but it's such a oxymoron. She was just tweeting out all of these things. I had no idea that I was following someone like this. And of course she's under 18 and everything, so it's like you can't necessarily hold it against someone for being too far right or too far left or whatever at that age. Just needs to get better parents, honestly. Anyway, I was avoiding the chat. LT Corb has become a Nazi, apparently. Actually, no, that's completely untrue. You might have just seen that because of some clickbait titles like Mr. Pig. I sound like Tyler, the Creator. I bet I do. I draw my inspiration from John Bellion, and Tyler, the Creator, probably a bit similar of a mindset, I suppose. But no, I watched his entire... I really don't like Mr. Pig. Saying his name is against my religion, so I'm not going to say it. But he made these really clickbait videos where he's talking about, alt-right, Nazi, no, it's silly, it's ridiculous, because if you actually watch her videos, or watch the context, I mean, she's a young person who is saying some dodgy things, absolutely, saying some things that it's like, yeah, in this current climate, you don't necessarily need to, like, at least make it funny, just saying like, what did she say on the Discord? Because the Discord got banned. Just saying something like, the majority of Muslims support Sharia law. I don't even remember what it was. It was something like that, where it was like, not necessarily untrue, but also not necessarily not Islamophobic. It's like, you could word this a bit better. Like, I probably agree with you politically on a lot of things, but like, with the current climate, you don't need to go out there and just, try to offend everybody. It's like, it ain't that deep, bro. Just calm down a bit. But no, I definitely don't think she's a Nazi. I think people like him are just so far left. And I mean, Russia is a very far left country. I mean, it's communist. My sister's there currently right now, actually. And there's a lot of government... I don't know. I feel like Logic, really smart guy, but he should stick to making music, same as Billie Eilish. It's like, make some music that doesn't make me feel distanced from you because I think a certain way. I feel like people who disagree with me politically, like 90% of them aren't evil. They're just like, they think differently, they're misled, and I feel like Logic doesn't quite understand that. Like, he'll just say some things, it's like, it makes you think that, if you think this certain way politically, you can't be a Logic fan. And it's like, well, I feel like the last thing you would want to do as someone who is, like, I don't know, famous, is to alienate your audience in that way. But I mean, it's not my career, it's Logic's. But I mean, like, he really is a lyrical spiritual miracle. And he's good. I think his answers to a lot of political problems are pretty ignorant. But then again, it's like, I don't know, I can't really blame him. I'm not perfect. I could be wrong. Oh wait, did I never get the bombs? I never got the bombs, did I? I disagree with Logic politically, but, I mean, it takes a pair of balls to be able to say, there we go, yes, now I've got the bombs. It takes a big pair of balls to go out and say, I feel this way, and if you are my fan and you disagree, then it's like, I don't want to play this, this is rubbish. I think you reach a lot more people when you're just open about your political views. It's like, I don't care if we disagree on this thing, and I hope you don't care either. I feel like some people are just like, I would rather not be famous at all than have any of my fans support a politician who I disagree with. It's like, well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd rather take the money. And I mean, like, that's part of the thing about, like, influence. Like, I used to like that word until it was ruined by clout chasers. But I mean, it's like you just gotta focus on what you're doing and believe what you're gonna believe. Like, that's what one thing John Bellion does. And there are loads of people just like, I'm not Christian, but he can say a Christian line, and I don't feel like I am being called out for being agnostic or whatever. It's like, that's what I like. Is like, you can when you can just say a sort of line that's like, this is what I believe, and this is what I think has helped me out, or whatever, and it just, don't have to alienate any of your people. Hop on Discord. Do you want to, like, talk on stream? Because I plan on playing this game for longer. And streaming for a bit longer. My sleep schedule is currently like a 4 AM to like something ridiculous. Oh goodness, no. Okay, no, so I got the damage. Agreeable. That's my childhood. My life is a massive supercut. That's just my entire life. Goodness sake, I wish I hadn't taken damage there. Yeah, I'll beat this boss, and then we can call. We can get in a call. Oh goodness, I got it. Nice. Oh, that's B or an A? It's an A. A minus. Yeah. And I don't really like politics all that much for how versed I am in it. Like, it's like I don't enjoy going out there and just being like, someone disagrees with me on this and people want to make this into law, and it's like I just want to like chill, understand that like 50% of the time what is happening in politics is not going to affect me one way or the other. Like, it's like, if it goes good, then good. If it goes bad, then well, maybe there's next 4 years we'll get a good one. It's like, whatever. This is a funny edit. I don't know if it's of the same freestyle, but I think it's pretty funny because it's just stupid, taking it all out of context.
Racism's fantastic. Yeah, sick tan. That's why he wants dick, because he cannot withstand the fact that it's but we better give Obama props.
It's just stupid. I think I'm becoming just a chaotic brain dead. Like, I used to be so good with the English language because I would read all the time, and now it's just like, all I see are memes, and I just laugh at the stupidest things. It's a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem. I don't know, Keemstar uses one of them, I know. Only reason I know that, why do I know that? I have a ridiculously detailed memory of things that don't matter. It's like, I know that Keemstar uses like a stupid, yeah. It's a problem. Oh, goodness sake. Thank you, Max Mofo. Mixer is nice. When I restream, like 50% of my audience comes from Mixer, and then like all of the other platforms that I'm on is like basically nothing. Like, it's just because like Mixer is a bit smaller maybe, but also just a completely different platform. They're a great platform, honestly.
Should I try Mixer when I stream? I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, reflecting on you should release something. Will not die. That's not that. You should
Right.
release something. Find somebody that's larger than you significantly, not like Travis Scott big, but significantly, and feature in one of their songs or in one of their mixtapes. You have to get really close with them and feature, and then people will turn their heads towards you.
There's so many films in animation. This is a bit of a sidetrack, but like, there's so many films in animation nowadays that's like, why did you script that? Why did you storyboard that? No one ever looked at that and thought, that's a little disgusting to put in a kid's show. Like, no one ever thought that? It really is interesting. Japanese animation. It's so cutesy. It's kawaii. You know, I'm playing Cuphead, which is based off of animations from the 20s. Not the 20s, but what is it, 70s? Whatever it is. And these animations, like, they're not ugly. They have this appeal to them. You know, Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston and Disney were like, you know, these are the principles of animation. And for some reason, we always, well, the industry at least, seems to just be forgetting all about those principles of, especially of appeal. It's like, a character, even if it's a bad guy, should be well drawn, and it should be good to look at. But it's like, you just completely forget, because I mean, Trolls, Ugly Trolls is like the pinnacle of this. Some of these characters are so disgusting. I don't want to look at them. That's one of the things that Disney's done well for decades. It's just saying, you know, even if it's a character you're not necessarily meant to like, who's morally wrong in this situation, it's still pleasant to look at, and you still have a level of cathexis with this character. You can tell that I'm a film major because I use words like cathexis. When you look at Jafar from the original Aladdin, you don't want to turn the screen off. You think, well, that's a really cool looking character, even though he's a bad guy, and I don't know, he does despicable things, but it's like it's really well done. When you look at some of these characters, like I feel like all characters, unless the literal point is for them to be ugly, which is a legitimate thing sometimes. Like, whatever the bit is in the animation is whatever it is. So if you have a bit about someone being absolutely butt ugly, then it's like, well, yeah, you're gonna make them ugly. Well, and I mean, like you look at Mike Wazowski, you look at Sullivan, even Randall. Waternoose, and maybe not so much Waternoose. Waternoose is meant to be scary. There's certain things, and Disney's been starting to do this, and I really hate it because it's like, Disney's meant to be, well, maybe Disney Pixar, Walt Disney Animation Studios, a bit different. Disney, and I mean everybody, is sort of making these, either their characters or jokes or little sequences, beats, whatever, that are absolutely disgusting. Disney is meant to be good at, like, well, at least what their niche was for a really long time, was the kids will see it and love it, and it's a classic for their entire lives, and they'll be showing it to their kids because it's really just good art, and the parents are able to sit back and watch and say, well, yeah, this is good art, and they can understand maybe some jokes that fly over the kids' heads or whatever. There's a certain level of, I don't know, even adult jokes that I would consider that are perfectly acceptable in many situations. I can't think of any examples that were in Pixar or Disney movies, but now what they're sort of doing is just making movies to make money. They're not making movies to make art and hopefully make up enough cash to support the company on the side. They're making movies to make money, and I don't respect the hustle at all. In a lot of situations, I mean, a lot of people on YouTube, I say, this is absolute garbage, but, I respect the hustle. Not my kind of content, but I respect the hustle. For Disney, it's like, you don't need to be hustling. What you need to be doing, like when you look at loads of filmmakers at the end of their career, they ended up making so much money. Who's the Italian guy? He made it's called I Remember, but it's in Italian. It's Amarcord. It was just made by this Italian filmmaker when he just exhausted all of his. He was at the end of his life and his career or whatever, and he was just like, I don't care about making money. I'm going to make something that I just feel like making. And so he made a movie about what he remembers from his childhood, and it's just absolute art. And it's like, I wish that directors in Disney would do that. And here's the thing, is that it's not even on the directors or the animators or the storyboarders. It's all on the industry, the business that it's become. Because when Disney was making cartoons, he was the type of guy, Chad and Jared Moldenhauer, the creators of Cuphead, this game, they put their houses on a mortgage so that they could complete it, so that they could put more money into it and put more effort and blood, sweat, and tears into it. And they didn't know if they were going to make it. They didn't know if anybody would like or be willing to pay for what they'd created. But they did it anyway. They took that massive risk. Disney was making cartoons for, was it Fleischer? Fleischer was really bad at this. They were squeezing him creatively. They didn't steal, they legally acquired, but they really took the rights to his character Oswald, and he wasn't having it. He was like, well, this is terrible. I can't do with my characters what I want to do. And so he took all of the people in his studio and said, we are going to make something fantastic, and we're going to do it in my basement, in my apartment here in Hollywood. Or I don't know if he was in Hollywood. I don't remember where he was. Somewhere in California. And he brought them to the basement and was just making what he was feeling like making without having to be squeezed by the company, taking extra time off with his own employees, just saying, we might not get paid for this at all, but they still were on board for it because it was a creative outlet. That was how we got Mickey Mouse, was because Disney was willing to go against his his corporate overlords, I suppose, and create something that he actually just felt like creating and not have it just crushed by the company. And you can see in so many situations, Disney himself was the type of man to always just be on that creative outlet. I want to create something that's just art that's for everybody to see. I want to inspire people, to give people something to hope for, to make people feel emotion. I don't want to just make money. And that's when you see true creativity. You don't see people saying, well, I want money. You see people saying, I'm going to spend every cent on what I'm doing. I'm going to spend all of my effort into doing what I feel like doing. And hopefully the money will be there once I'm at the end of the road. I don't think Disney would look at his company and what they're doing right now and be proud. I genuinely think that Disney, he's rolling in his cryogenically frozen grave right now because of what they're doing. It's like, you can just be better, please. And that's what I hope, with every new film that's coming out. It's like, just please don't be terrible. And I go into almost every film with a very low expectation because I'm expecting it to be mediocre. I went with very low expectations into Toy Story 4, and I was like pleasantly surprised because it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it could have been, because so many of what Walt Disney Animation Studios and Pixar have been doing recently is like, this isn't a classic. Like I was so disappointed in Frozen 2. So disappointed. It was it was so tantalizingly bad. And I wanted to make a video on this maybe, but
Tantalizingly.
yeah, well, because right outside, like you could see it on the horizon. There was greatness, but it's all the way over there. If there's greatness somewhere, it's not in this theater. They had some good songs that were like really self-aware or whatever. They had some really good bits that was self-aware about all sorts of things. But they could have just tweaked it a little bit, and it would have been a really good movie. It would have stuck with me. It would have been a classic. But they had to just pussy out on so many of these options. It was like you could just do something effective. It's like, oh, you can't kill these characters. It's a kid's show. So I should piss off. Just make some good art for once. Don't focus so much on how it's going to be received. Just make something fantastic. Make something rhythmic. I just hope they get better. I feel like we're in a great depression of Disney, and I think the executives are squeezing the creatives, and I don't think that's meant to happen. I think that's wrong for this industry. Yes, you want to create art, but I mean, we've got a deadline, so sorry storyboard artists, sorry director, and I think with Toy Story 4, it could have been much worse if they'd gotten a director who bowed down to the people in charge who were saying, you've got to do it this way. Because Lee Unkrich, was working on Toy Story 3, but then the director of Toy Story 4 was really trying. But I think loads of the things that he was doing, the people in charge said, no, you can't do that. That's not a creative decision that you can make. That'll ruin the budget. They don't give him enough flexibility. So the writing ends up being terrible because it's rushed. If Frozen 2, I would so much rather it get 7 more years in the writing, like just for writing, just so it's good. The first Frozen was in development for about 4 to 7 years. From idea to film's release, it was a really long time, several years. It needs to take longer for writing. If the writing's bad, the entire movie's bad. A film editor, like that's my trade, editing. Creatively, or just when it comes to whatever your career is going to be, has got to be the thing that you can't pull yourself away from. And since 7th grade, I cannot let go of Premiere. I cannot put it down. You hop on Premiere and start editing whatever rubbish you're doing, or you start making jokes and you just can't stop making jokes. You're going to be a comedian, you're going to be an editor. It's whatever you're so passionate in that you can't put it down. That's what I've seen with successful musicians. You're probably going to end up doing what you think you can do forever. What you have all of this stamina and passion in. That's probably what you're going to end up doing. So I'll probably start looking for jobs just for editing and whatever. You just pray that in every industry, there's going to be someone who's going to tell you, no, you can't do that. I don't know, you hope from beginning to end that you'll never be crushed by that. And that's one of the reasons why it's, when it comes to Twitch, it's like, well, I don't want them saying, no, you can't do this. I want to have creative freedom in doing whatever. If I'm an animator or want to be a director, I don't want Disney telling me, oh, well, you can't do that because budget. Or if I'm a musician, I don't want anyone telling me,
you have to release this many records.
Yeah, you've got to do this and everything. John Bellion, when he was going to, it was basically a music school. There's such a cool story that you don't get to hear about. He was sort of in a crowd where it's like everyone wanted to sort of like show off whatever their skills were, and so they were both being told like, yo John, come look at this guy over here, Black Keys, he's insane, he's a rapper, he's insane. And then they're saying, Keys, come look at this dude, he's a rapper and he's a singer, like he's insane. And so they both just got pointed out to each other, and like they just immediately, like it was like one day or something, they get together in like John's apartment and they bang out a single called Smooth Movin'. This was in 2011 or 2012. Ever since then, they've been essentially part of the same like troupe. John, in the early days, was producing songs and featuring on Logic Records. He produced a song for C. Castro. He produced a song for I don't know, just loads of people. And so they were both signed to Visionary, of course. And I think Castro was as well. I mean, this is just loads of like 2010 music history that everyone just sort of forgot about. I love it when you're small and you just have loads to just discover. These two people who just passionate in the craft were just found each other simply because they were both talented. They've been like just amazing friends for such a long time. It's just so interesting to see that sort of like, I suppose, a connection. In checking out anything of John's, you have to start out with the human condition because it's meant to be heard by everybody. So it's not going to be like the insane, like they both made a song and it's called Screw You. I was listening to it earlier today as I was making Nutella sandwiches.
Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. John's on the hook and he's singing and he says, "Don't make that record, it's not a money maker." Essentially, it's just screw you. And then Keys gets on the verses and he's saying, "Hey, you, make a song about getting your bowling on," and doing all of this stuff. And he's saying, to anyone who thinks that's what I'm going to rap about is sadly mistaken. And just talking about all of this stuff, it's like anti-industry of the corporate overlords saying, you've got to be doing this because this is what's going to sell with these kids, and this is what's going to work, and this is what's going to make us money. It's what's going to make you money. Screw you. I don't care. I'm going to do what validates me in this situation. Always thought that was amazing. I remember listening to it about a year ago, as I was in my my digital media and animation class. He released his first 3 albums for free as he was signed with his record, because I mean, when he came into the record label, he told them, "I want complete freedom, 3 albums on the table that I can release for free to get a genuine fan base." And he got signed as an artist and a producer, and he said, "You are not going to control me whatsoever." And essentially they're just like, all right, okay. If you want creative freedom, you have to fight for it. There are going to be people who are willing to sacrifice your creative freedom for their bottom line, and you can't let them do it. Because I really think when it comes to money, like here are the things that I want in life the most. I want a successful marriage. That's like first and foremost. And I suppose that like sort of is intertwined with another goal of being religiously strong. And then it's just doing what I want and feeling validated, and then hopefully the money, hopefully, God provide. I can live in a house and I can sustain myself, my career, my family. When it really comes down to having creative freedom, having options, doing what you think is right or what you feel is right in this situation is the most important thing. And I'm not about to tell Logic that his entire album was trash, that all of his creative expression was just worthless because he had a certain opinion. I'm not going to go on that sort of a tirade. It's just, creative freedom is the most important thing. That's my perspective on the entire industry and a lot of other things.
I have to go. I wish I could have got my 2 cents in.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good.
It's nice talking to you. Nice catching up a bit.
Yeah, no, we didn't even catch up like entirely yet.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I really hope this marriage doesn't become another statistic of like failed marriages, but I kind of expect it to. Swear I'm ADHD. Keemstar one time tweeted out, he was like, screw marriage. I have a girlfriend and a daughter, but screw marriage. And I was like, well, I mean, you might as well. You live in the same house. You've got a daughter. I don't know. There's different situations with it. And it's like, if you want to be with somebody, just do it. Don't let the government or anyone else tell you otherwise. Just do whatever you want. Who am I to say?
I think marriage is just a really complex topic.
It is.
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, there seriously is. So sorry.
My friend online for a minute and like
Yeah. I gotta get on that war zone.
Right.
On that grind. Yeah, I'm gonna
Talk to you
keep
later.
beating Cuphead
Talk
bosses.
to-
Well, I'll see you later.
I don't know whether to say good night or not. I'm gonna say now. Just in case, but good night.
Good night. See you later. I don't want to play another run and gun. Run and guns are just painful. Give me Calamaria. Calamaria is good. I've got to fix my audio levels now. I've got to itch my nose. Oh, sweet. Optimal nose itch. Dang it! I'm good at mashing. Time to get frozen. What? What hit me? I'm gonna have to get the footage back on that one. Tell my producer. Come on! Ooh! Got the mash, got the mash. Yes! That's like second try? Second or third try? I didn't expect to go through this second playthrough so quick. Ooh! Ugh, without that invincibility I wouldn't have made it. Could have been bad. No sugar. Finally. I didn't even need the sugar. Who needs sugar? Give me the sugar. Yeah, whatever. Thanks for the most useless art in the game. Oh, I got the zoop! I got the little zoop! I absolutely love this boss. I feel amazing when I play this boss. Can I do this in my first try? And not jinx myself. I love this boss. It's such a good boss. Oh, I did it in my first try! Beautiful. It's still an A-, because it's an overall grade average. Very nice, very nice. I love that one. Looks like he's waiting for a high five. Sorry, mate. I hate these bombs. The worst part of this fight. This part would be aces without them. That's basically the essence of Cuphead, is that this would be so easy if not for this on top of everything else. For this far, boss, it's the bombs. And no bombs following me. Oh, stupid. I hate those things so much. And no bombs following me. Oh, stupid. I hate those things so much. I can do it. I can do it. I know I can. Oh, wow. Yeah, I really don't appreciate the bombs in this level. Like, they look so cool, but they're so obnoxious. Perfect. No. Gonna jinx myself just like that. Didn't even get to pop all the supers, but that's fine. I'm alright with it. I'm alright with it. Not gonna complain. Smoke Dash absolutely makes this fight easy. And everyone's absolutely loving the show. And all the actors are in the background. Oh, except they freak out. Guess I wasn't meant to beat up the star of the show. Sorry about that, Southeast stage play. It feels good to be good at this fight. Like, it really does. Like, when you're doing well, oh man, it's so satisfying. Like, actual gamer moment here. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna pop the super there. Save me real quick. Also, I swear these ghosts say Hamoud. Like, swear on me mum. You hear that? It's like Hamoud? Hamoud? I think it actually sounds like it. They actually say Hamoud. Hands down. Oh, and I got several supers for this last one. But not enough health. Hammered? I think those ghosts are really cute. I'm not sure why. Nice! Nice! I've beaten this game, like, really quick compared to the first playthrough. And I mean, of course, I've had, like, practice now. Not gonna question it, not gonna complain. Did I beat this entire island in one stream? How long have I been streaming for? 2 hours. I've been streaming for 2 hours and I beat this entire island. That's very nice. Are you gonna need some tips if you want to Neil Hawley's Deadbeats? I don't know what accent that was. That's true. but there are some that you just can't get rid of, like Smoke Dash. Can't beat Smoke Dash. Is there one here? Oh yeah, no, you can see it. Little like gold glint in the corner there. Okay. But don't worry, he'll be back. He's quite a tenacious fellow. I just took a little quick break. Now I'm back for more. Do I play Fortnite? I played Fortnite a little bit in like season 2. Like once or twice. Didn't really play it very much. I mean, I couldn't really run it on my PC, but with this PC that I've built, I could probably run it. Just not that interested in shooters. I'm a platformer bloke. That's what I'm into. Yeah, there are loads of people who aren't really liking Fortnite that much right now. They used to play it, don't really play it. So, you know, it's always good to see people doing what they feel like doing. No matter where the trend is right now. Just not that into shooters for some reason. I'm not sure why. Smoker! I like this character a lot. Teaches a good lesson about, it tells us a lot about society. Epic. Yeah, can't see people pull moves like that on a GameCube controller, can you? Yeah, skill. Skill is what I've got. And I'm gonna go for 8, because 8 is really easy. Well-designed boss as well. Oh, it's a mini-boss. It's very well-designed. You're done for, you're done for. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Very nice indeed. Goodness sake. There we go, yeah. Good, it was like a 3rd try King Dice. Very nice. Very nice. I feel proficient in this game. Proficient. I feel good. 315, that's a good time for King Dice apparently. A perfect score. Nice. Too bad that wasn't, I suppose if it's like that easy, then, you know, S ranking is not going to be that difficult, but like, man. I don't know if I'm in like a zen right now. I feel relaxed, so I can just like, you know, beat all the bosses without a problem. But, feeling skillful. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, where's my GDQ? Where's my GDQ invitation? Where's my Smash invitation? Goodness sake. I am indeed up. Up late. Huh? I bodied that parry. Oh. I got it. I got the P rank. I'll take the damage. I'll take the damage. Because I can afford that damage. Yes. Bam, right there. Bruh. Need I remind you, I'm playing on a GameCube controller. I am playing on a GameCube controller. Isn't that absolutely a GameCube controller? Have I not stressed that enough? GameCube. That's one of the better themes, and I honestly wish the beginning... I wish that theme lasted longer, not the beginning part of the fight. But if the theme lasted longer, I would be very happy. Because it reprises all of the other bosses in the game, and it's just a beautiful thing. Yeah, I think I'm in the zone or something. There's this glitch here where if you're shooting before the cinematic, you won't be able to shoot for a second. And I think I just demonstrated the glitch quite perfectly. It's a problem that I don't think was in Legacy, that somehow became a problem afterward. I'm inconsistent with the way I pronounce everything because I don't know how to speak English. I'm so bad at it. I was at 1 health, why was I still trying? Bad. This is probably a goat first go. It's gonna do goat. Yup. How did I know? I think it's a high percentage... Oh wait, the strat is a lobber, because you can get a little more in on him. I don't like charge because it hurts my thumb, even if it's more damage. I thought it was facing the other direction. I wonder what spider language he chants in to summon all of the bubbles. But I spent less time on him than I spent on Grim Matchstick this run. I beat Grim Matchstick in moments. And Grim Matchstick, I would say, is the most difficult boss in the game. I haven't perfected this fight, but I've basically perfected Grim Matchsticks, maybe? Just need to not take damage on this first phase. which is not only possible, it's positively easy. There we go, there we go. There's the knockout. Achievement unlocked, King. Got it! Good boys. I wish they'd animated this part, honestly. It's not a storybook, it's an excuse me, it's an animation. Sally's stage plays gives a smooch to husband, who I thought was just an actor. So I don't know if they're actual, it's kind of weird to think about. Are they actors or are they actually husband and wife? And that was her real life story. Until next time, of course, but that's another story. That's another DLC. My theory is that they chose that theme because one of the first ones that they did, because I remember it being in earlier, like promotional things, like they had some extra little, I don't know, announcements or whatever, and Captain Brinybeard, Shootin' and Lootin' was one of the very first bosses that they worked on, other than Ruse of an Ooze, and who was the other one? I know the airship was like one of the very first. Ruse of an Ooze and Shootin' and Lootin' were very early bosses. Why did chipmunks laugh at the beginning? Where is Alvin? As I say, the hardest run and gun stage is the one you're currently on. But why does that hop? It's ink. How is that supposed to hop? I might just give up on this one for tonight. Looks like we've got a mystery on our hands, gang. Gotta find the missing hitbox. So yeah. That was a good stream. Goodbye.
Do something rhythmic. Dance, sing, play games. There's a certain wonderful rhythm. Some people like to knit, others just like to breathe. Now you see, our very existence is a rhythm. Waking, sleeping, eating, moving, and that's all we're doing. Just consider what we do every day. What's it all about? Does it really mean anything? Does it go anywhere?